Hey guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 10 of the 2021-2022 Premier League season. Now, as always, before we get on to this week's predictions, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on last time in week 9. Week 9, Nathan, how many did you get?
So last week I had pretty average week. I only had 9 points with one perfect score.
A little bit better than me though. I only had 8.5 points, one perfect score. Top scorer of the week though was SG Miner, who has actually appeared on the channel in a vlog at some point. He had 17.5 points with 2 perfect scores overall. So how does that affect the leaderboard now? Well, top of the leaderboard, new person is Hughesy or Hughes Z 97, and they are on 94.0 points. Nathan, you're up to 40th position now on 77 points, and I remain in 31st position on 79.5 points. But that's enough of last week. Let's now move on to the main event, which is the predictions for week 10.
Okay, so first up we have the midday on Saturday kickoff between Leicester and Arsenal. Now, Arsenal 3-1 winners against Villa. However, Villa were absolutely abysmal in that game, and Arsenal, to be fair to them, haven't lost in over 6 matches, so they are starting to turn it around a little bit. Leicester, though, 2-1 winners against Brentford. Brentford thought quite good in that game, but Leicester just a superior team. They're starting to climb the table as well, winning their last 2 matches. Some very good wins there, actually, to be fair to them. Difficult one, this one, but I'm just going to edge Leicester for some reason. 2-1.
Yeah, I am actually going to go exactly the same as you in this one. I think Jamie Vardy, there's a little bit of an injury question mark about him going into this fixture. I think they'll have enough pace about them and know how to beat Arsenal in this one. Friday night fixture, Saturday 12:30 fixture. So I'm going to go for a Foxes 2-1 victory. Then next up we got Burnley against Brentford. Now Brentford, as we know, we've had an absolutely fantastic start to the season, but they actually find themselves in 12th position now with back-to-back losses. Those losses though were against Leicester and Chelsea.
Very tricky run of fixtures.
Home. Yeah, but they're coming up against a Burnley side now who themselves have only lost once in the last 4. However, they haven't actually won this season, so difficult one to predict, although I don't think Burnley will win this one. But I'm going to go for a draw in this one, and must be noted, in the 9 matches that Brentford have played this season, they haven't actually lost away from home, so 1-1 for me.
Interesting. That trend's actually going to continue at the moment. They're actually going to go to Turf Moor, and I know it's a really difficult place to go to, but there has been a lot of 2-0 home losses recently for Burnley. Tend to concede 2 or 3 goals as of late. Their defence is pretty weak and they're not scoring much either, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 Brentford away win, which will continue to push Brentford at the table, and Burnley going into the 10th game of the season still without a win, which is one of their, I think they're one of their worst starts in the Premier League so far.
Yes.
Very poor.
Even though I think Sean Dyche has been handed a new contract.
Yeah, new contract. But to be fair, he does deserve it in a way with what he's done with that squad on so little money anyway. But moving on, next we've got Liverpool versus Brighton. Say no more about that. Absolutely demolishing at Old Trafford. Liverpool look absolutely superb. They didn't even get out of first gear in that one, and they still absolutely destroyed them. Whereas Brighton drawing a lot, losing heavily to Man City, which is quite surprising. Yeah, let's just say their hippie football isn't working against some teams, whereas others they can just pass around and then end up with a 0-0, not scoring much either really. So I'm going to go for a demolishing 3-0 victory to Liverpool.
3-0, wow, to Liverpool. I think it's going to be a bit tighter than that, only by the 1 goal. I am going to go for a 2-0 victory to the Reds, because this season they have looked absolutely superb, especially with Van Dijk back in the side now. Milner, not sure if he's going to be injured for this one, because I think he went
out for a bit,
off in that Manchester United drubbing. Last season, incidentally, Brighton beat Liverpool at Anfield in the reverse in this fixture, and also drew 1-1 at the Amex. So they're not going to be pushovers, but I think Liverpool at the moment, confidence is sky high. 2-0 to the Reds for me. Then we've got Manchester City coming up against Crystal Palace. Man City like a juggernaut. They've only lost once this season. Crystal Palace themselves are looking pretty decent. They are in 15th position.
Good start to the season, though.
Yeah, 1 defeat in their last 6, but they have drawn their last 4 matches against Brighton, Leicester, Arsenal and Newcastle. So coming up against a different kettle of fish in Manchester City. So I am going to go for a 3-0 win. 3-0 win to the Citizens.
Interesting. Ironically as well, the last 2 fixtures was a 4-0 to Man City and a 2-0 to Man City. So I'm going to go straight back down in the middle there. 3-0.
Same as me.
They should just edge through. Palace, they haven't had really many winnable fixtures minus that Newcastle game, but they really need to start grinding out some results to push them back up the table. I think Man City are just going to have way too much for them, so 3-0. Next up we have Newcastle versus Chelsea. Newcastle still looking for their first win on the board. Graham Jones still in as temporary manager. It looks like they're taking their time with the appointment. Difficult one in this one, but Chelsea, they're the best team. Chelsea, they're probably up there with one of the best teams in the Prem at the moment. Still doing it without Lukaku and Timo Werner. Well, Timo Werner not really, but not.
Well, he's been getting on the score sheet a little bit this season.
On the score sheet, but he's not as prolific as many people were expecting him to. So, I'm going to go for a 2-0 Chelsea in this one. And Newcastle's lack of winning continues.
Yeah, I think Chelsea will have this one wrapped up this season. Chelsea have only conceded 3 goals in the league, which is the best in the Premier League.
7 goals the last time.
I think they will go up to Newcastle. Newcastle gaining a creditable draw last time out, even though they are second from bottom. That was away against Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace have been decent this term. 4-0 to me. I think Chelsea going to continue that good scoring run. They knocked 7 past Norwich last week, just the 4 this week I predict. Then we move on to the next fixture, which is Watford against Southampton. This is probably one of the most trickier ones to predict this weekend. Watford, weird result, winning 5-2 against Everton.
Were terrible at the back of that game,
but Everton went ahead in that match as well. But Southampton themselves only 1 victory this season, which was 2 weeks ago, and that was at home against Leeds. Away from home, they've just been picking up losses and draws, so it's going to be tight this one, but I'm going to back Watford in this one. They're going to be full of confidence after that win last week, so I'm going to go 2-1 to the Hornets.
Interesting. I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw on this one. I think it's going to be it's going to be tight, I think. Lorenzo absolutely superb for Southampton so far. Watford, Irham Sarr just starting to really grind out results as well. I mean, up to 14th. Watford fans probably take that as an okay start for them as well, even though they pulled the panic button early on Xisco Munoz. But fair play to Ranieri for getting that such a good result against Everton. But
especially after losing 5-0 the week before to the other team in Liverpool.
I know. Imagine conceding 5 the one week and then scoring 5 the other week. Bizarre. But anyway, next up we have got the 5:30 kickoff on Sky between Spurs and Man United. Man United can't stop laughing. We warned you in 2018 about Solskjaer, and lots of people laughed at us. Well, you're not laughing now, are you? Absolutely terrible Man United were against Liverpool the other day. Imagine conceding 5 at Old Trafford in a derby, let alone. Absolutely embarrassing for them. To be honest, I don't even need to say much, and even with Spurs not having the greatest starts of the season, I'm going to say 2-1 to Spurs.
Yeah, the fixture last season, I think it was a 3-1 victory to Man United at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but I think Spurs actually beat
Spurs won 6-1
6-1 at Old Trafford, so they have all sorts of problems playing at home. It's a difficult one to predict because Man United on 4 games now they haven't won in the league. 3 of those have been defeats. Tottenham not looking that great, even though they are in 6th position themselves, but they've lost 4 of those last 6. Those victories, let's have a quick look at those victories. They came against Newcastle and Aston Villa, so playing Man United, who are a top 7 team at the moment, so it's going to be tight, but I'm just going to edge with Man United on this one. I'm going to go 2-1. Harry Kane should have buried one of his chances last week, but the rest of the players didn't really look interested, did they? As well as Harry Kane. Next up we got Norwich coming up against Leeds. This is the 2:00 kickoff on Sunday. Norwich 2 goals for, 23 against, no wins, 2 draws, and Leeds only a couple of places or 3 places above them, with that just 1 victory this season. what is the point of Norwich? They're just like a yo-yo in the Premier League. They're great in the Championship, come up to the Premier League, it all just falls apart. So 1-0 to Leeds for me.
Yeah, I'm going to actually go for 2-0 Leeds here. The thing is, Leeds attack well, but obviously their defence has been as abysmal as it was at the start of last season. Norwich, at the moment, as I said, more the football last night as well, I'm really struggling to see where they're at least going to even get a victory this season, and it's written in the stars.
Is the one.
It could be. This is probably their most likely at the moment, but it's written in the stars for them to get less points than Derby and even end in single figures maybe. But yeah, 2-0 Leeds I'm going for. Next up we've got Villa West Ham. West Ham beating Spurs 1-0 narrowly last time around. Very good victory. They're on a great run of form. Villa not so much. 2-1 to Tottenham, 3-2 in that derby against Wolves, and then 3-1 against Arsenal. Really leaking a lot of goals as of late. I'm going to go for another Aston Villa loss in this one, making it 4 on the bounce then at 2 on West Ham, and West Ham winning their third game on the bounce.
Well, yeah, even though what you're saying, Villa lost 3 on the trot, they are scoring goals. I think they've scored in 5 of the last 6 fixtures, so more than likely they'll score at home against West Ham, although I do believe that West Ham will be stronger, great on the break, as long as Antonio's fit. They've got some superb players there at West Ham. Moyes is doing a fantastic job at the moment, so tight, but I think West Ham are going to come through, same as you, Nathan. 2-1, and the final fixture of the weekend takes place on Monday, which is Wolves against Everton, topsy-turvy clubs. This could, you might as well, you know, up in the air, it could be anything. So I'm just going to go for a 1-1 draw on this one. Can't.
Yeah, I was thinking about 1-1 draw, but with the way Everton defended towards that at the end of the game against Watford, and Wolves, they're starting to really improve.
4 wins in their last 6 matches.
Bruno Lage is doing brilliant there, especially when he's come in. He did have a patchy start, but had time to get used to it. And to be honest, I think he's doing well, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 Wolves victory.
Interesting. So that concludes our predictions for week 10 of the 2021-2022 Premier League season. As usual, if you want to play along at home, go over to the superbrew.com website. There's a link there, and also the league code if you haven't already joined the league. I think it's hubsboxy or something like that, but it's by there anyway. Also, leave your predictions in the comment section. Myself and Nathan go through each and every comment with a fine-tooth comb, looking at your scores, laughing and saying, oh yeah, that's food for thought. But interesting to always read your comments. Managerial casualties, we've already had that.
We need one again this season.
Who's going to be the next one
as well? Remember, Steve Bruce sacked last week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right, who's next then?
It's probably going to be, I think Ollie's got some 3 games to turn it around, hasn't he? So it's going to be Ollie for me.
For me, it's got to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but back up just in case, because you know what the Glazers are like.
Maybe what about Farquhar? Sorry, never know. I might think about it after this, but he'll get them out of the Championship if they go down. But Nathan, before we go, is there anything else you'd like to add? What vlogs? What's going on next
away
week?
Games once again back on the weekend. Stoke City away. Looking forward to that one. It looks like we will be going. Obviously, we'll be going, guys. But that'll probably be our last one of the year as well, due to the rest of them being so far away and other commitments. But vlogs back on the channel. Check it out. Link in the description below.
Fantastic. So there we are, guys. Enjoy the Premier League weekend. Of course, there's Carabao Cup fixtures throughout midweek. There's Championship fixtures.
We'll enjoy probably Cardiff losing our 9th game in a row as well.
I hope not. New management, so we shall see. But
Stevie Morrison's Barmy Army.
Yeah. So Stephen, thanks for that, and thanks for joining me again, and thank you all for watching and taking in our predictions. Hopefully it can help you with your predictions too. But for now, we'll bid you all farewell, and we'll see you all in the next video.